So last night, we had the Oscars. What is this month? March? Yeah, March. March 27th, we had the Oscars. And Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, okay? Like, just tag dude in his jaw. First off, I want to state that it was just a slap. For the love of God, calm down. I see a lot of people on the internet getting so pissed and so angry at a fucking slap. And this is something, really, there's so many ways in which, so many rabbit holes we can go down with this, okay? So many topics I'm hopefully going to be touching up on here. And let me know if I miss something or if I get something wrong, honestly. Let me know. But I'm getting real tired of people on fucking Twitter in particular acting like this is something to be considered with, like, optics, all this other kind of shit. Now, me personally, I'm not going to be the one that goes up there and dog walks somebody, physically at least, because they disrespected my wife, all right? Now, that wouldn't have gone unanswered. Mind you, I would have had some choice words, okay? I would have had some choice words. I still would have gotten canceled for some shit that some people would say, that wasn't the greatest take. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, if y'all think I'm going to let somebody stand up on a world stage in front of a bunch of rich white assholes and disrespect my wife, disrespect my fiance on the world stage, and me just roll over and let that shit happen, you got another thing coming. I don't care how many rich and powerful people are at this MF. I'm going to smack you at least with words. That's it. Now, a problem that I'm having is, of course, white people right now, okay? There's a lot of y'all white now. There's a lot of y'all right now. Did I say white now? There's a lot of y'all right now, okay? A lot of y'all right now that even though this does not really pertain to you, none of y'all are really being, or let me put it this way. Nobody is like checking. This isn't about one of y'all getting checked. Y'all are still out here wilding with these with this situation. And then you wonder why some black people come out the mouth with some choice words about white people. Or why some black people, not me, but why there are some black people out there that'll say something like, this is why I dislike or hate or don't like white people, etc., etc. Or why in many cases, a lot of us will just throw all of y'all in the mix and just condemn you all as a freaking whole, okay? And I get that there are well-intentioned white people with this, okay? Well-intended white people who are honestly levying criticisms. But right now, I need you people in particular, the well-intentioned, well-meaning white people, I need you people in particular to really just shut your mouth, okay? It is what is best for you at this point to shut your mouth. It is what is best for you right now to just shut up, okay? And let this shit just play out, okay? And the reason why I say that is because, for one, it is very obvious to me from scrolling through Twitter, okay? And of course, there's this iconic picture right here. It is very obvious to me that there are still some things, some, racial, social things that you guys have yet to actually fully explore. Not all of you, but a decent chunk of you have yet to fully explore, and you're opening your mouth and talking about something that really, at the end of the day, is making a lot of black people just roll their fucking eyes, okay? There are basically the only people that are concerned about the optics of this shit, for the most part, are non-black people. Okay? So, Chris Rock made a joke. And let me just state this by saying, I think Will's fine. I think Chris is fine. I'm not mad really at Chris Rock because the situation was handled. Chris Rock got what he deserved. But also, Chris Rock was being Chris Rock is the thing. He was a comedian being a comedian. However, we're not stating, and some conservative is probably going to make this one of those things where it's an attack on free speech. Whereas we've been saying this for the longest time, especially black folk, especially marginalized communities in general, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence, okay? Just because you're able to say something does not absolve you from a potential ass whooping, all right? And the thing about this situation here with Chris Rock and Will Smith is that that's not even what happened. You can clearly see Chris's hand right there. You can clearly see Will Smith's hand right there. I mean, yeah, Chris's face is like, oh boy. But you can clearly see Will Smith's hand right there. Open palm. It was clearly a smack. Oh, did the blanket fall down on you, Natasha? Oh, poor baby. Anyways. You can clearly see that Will was holding back and Will just wanted to send a goddamn message. Because see, here's the thing as well. Will Smith and Jada and their family have been going through their own shit. Wait. Oh God, there's just so many ways in which so many directions I could go with this conversation, with this topic. Comedians really need to learn to stop fucking punching down, okay? Stop punching down. Good Lord. Comedians have made platforms, have made platforms for themselves off of punching down on people. And then they get away with it by people saying it's dark humor, or with Dave Chappelle, this guy goes after everybody. Okay, that doesn't make it fucking right. Okay? That does not make it right. Am I saying that Will was right in smacking Chris? Not necessarily. But I am saying that I understand, considering the things that Will Smith has been going through. Man makes jokes about my partner on national TV in front of millions of people, and open hand slap on set national TV is the least repercussion he could get. I mean, honestly, I understand. Like, me personally, I wouldn't do that because, like, I think there's other roads in which that can be taken. But also, I'm not Will Smith. I'm not you, Antarctic. I'm not anybody else I'm not like Mighty Keith, who also said that, like, this probably would have, who shares my sentiment here, okay? Like, I get it. Right? I get it. Let's scroll through some tweets and we'll go from there. So the first thing, comedians will be scared to take risks on stage now, and the risks they talking about are just ableism or racism. This is true. This is something that has been going on with stand-up comedy for a while. Okay, and I'm gonna try and not delve too much into, like, comedy and what have you. A lot of you who say stuff like this need to just understand that maybe you just need better material, and maybe you just suck at telling jokes. That's another thing. Oftentimes, we're not booing you for this, virtue signaling BS or whatever, woke scolding or wokeism, whatever the hell you want to call it, virtue signaling BS. 9 times out of 10, we're scolding you because your joke just wasn't funny. We came to a performance expecting one thing, and you did not deliver on the thing that you promised. You promised to tell good jokes and make me laugh, and that did not fucking happen, so I'm gonna boo you off the fucking stage. And you're gonna sit here and say, oh, well, it's just cancel culture. Sure, cancel culture is when you can't tell a fucking joke without it being bigoted in some way, shape, or form. And I have no sympathy for you if that's the fucking case. I really don't. I don't have any goddamn sympathy for you in that case. This right here is one of the best takes from a non-black person that I have seen on this issue. Okay? I used to be married to a man who hit me. He thought jokes in public at my expense were hilarious. Never in a million years would he have stood up for me like Will did for Jada. People correlating that slap to wild speculation about domestic abuse is infuriating to me. And it's infuriating me too, as someone who has suffered from abuse, not necessarily domestic abuse, but as someone who has suffered from abuse during his upbringing and shit, who suffered from trauma and what have you from this abuse. People that are saying that like Will Smith is a domestic abuser in this case is utterly fucking baffling to me, and it's very angering. Y'all are sitting here and jumping the gun talking about this guy's a domestic abuser when it's goddamn Will Smith, one of the most wholesome celebrities on the freaking planet, I don't have this view on a lot of celebrities. Like, I really do not view a lot of people in that great of a light, but this is freaking Will Smith we're talking about, the dude who, you know, like, has not really been involved in any sort of, like, I mean, the first scandal that I remember, or at least, or that I can really recall right now of him being involved in, is a scandal that has been resolved, between him and his wife, that has been resolved, and that they resolved relatively maturely from what I've seen. Maybe I haven't seen all of it, and different people see things differently anyway. Shut up. Anyways, but, like, I just see a lot of people, a lot of progressives even, especially a lot of progressive white women that are using this case. I mean, that are using this situation to do the white woman tears bullshit. Again, like, do we really need to bust out the Womblands part 2? Because I'm willing to. Womblands, where white women tears go to fucking die. Like, sorry, I got a auto mod message. I'm pretty sure that anyone crying that Will is a domestic abuser is likely just trying to perpetuate the violent black man rhetoric. Yeah, literally. Like, whether they are intentionally or intentionally, or whether they are intentionally or intentionally doing this, it's still happening. Another thing. This be the shit right here. I keep saying cases. Situations like this be the shit that makes it to where somebody who at best was like a rad lib or whatever, who called themselves a leftist, is like in a month on like Steven Crowder or some other far-right neo-Nazi radical freaking podcast or shit, like the Leftist Dropout, talking about how they were radicalized into the far left, and then a black person was fucking mean to them, so now they're all of a sudden a right-winger. And then it always boils down to the fact that this white person, this white woman, or this white guy, just in general, this white person could not center themselves in the fucking issue, and they got mad about it. And that's the way this shit goes every fucking time. I would not be surprised if we experience this type of shit. I mean, if we started seeing this type of shit surfacing within the next couple months or so, of people who are getting ratioed on Twitter by where Black Twitter is just out taking names and just pulling out the sites and just taking souls. Like, I would not be surprised if this had some repercussion to where somebody who used to be a lefty, or quote unquote lefty, or who used to be more left or like a liberal or some shit, is all of a sudden now posing as a right winger and a neo-Nazi. Watch, I can almost guarantee you there's gonna be one fucking person, and I can almost guarantee you it's probably gonna be a white woman. I got some offensive jokes. I hope Will Smith isn't here. Every stand-up comic at every comedy club for the rest of our lives. Probably. Yeah. This is going to be a meme and something that is never going to die down. This is going to be This is going to be like a SpongeBob level meme in like popularity. Okay. Normalize white women having base takes like this. This is from Professor Megan, who I wish was in stream right now. The gays who liked my "if you're transphobic, I will stab you in the face" tweet now tweeting stuff about how violence is bad. No, what we aren't going to do is act like violence is bad when used to defend black women. Yet where is the twisted tea? True. Where is the twisted tea? Oh yeah, I said I'm gonna try to give a nuanced take about the Oscars, but some of y'all are making it hard. As a society, more people should realize that they could get punched at any moment for speaking / moving out of pocket. And see, this is another thing. Is this what we have to do to get points across to privileged groups of people? Is this what we have to do to get these points across and to get to get these things more talked about? Does somebody have to be socked in the jaw for us to start talking about this shit? Is that what has to happen? Is that what has to happen? Should a trans person walk up to Dave Chappelle the next time he wants to say some transphobic shit and just tag Dave Chappelle in his jaw? Is that what has to happen? I'm not saying that this is something that needs to be done. Let me be clear here. I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating that violence is the solution or is the answer here. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just very infuriating to me how people don't understand how, in a way, what Will Smith did is both justified and understandable. Okay? The way in which he joked about Jada Pinkett and her condition is just not a bar that you need to be crossing. Why? Why is it that in order to tell a joke, it has to be at the expense of another fucking person for a goddamn thing that they cannot control? Where did we fall off as a society to where that is something that is permissible? To where that is something that is deemed as okay. To where that is something that is deemed as something that can be tolerant because, oh my God, the person's on stage, the person has an audience, the person has a pulpit, they should be able to say whatever the fuck they want. When did that become the goddamn case? Honestly. Not a single societal change for equality has ever historically been accomplished without violence on some level. Yeah, that's another thing. Is that, like, these are the same motherfuckers that always want to tell you to eat the rich and that we should bring out the gulags and that we should like behead freaking oligarchs and shit. But then when Will Smith defends his wife with a smack across the jaw, a casual smack across the jaw, all of a sudden, like these motherfuckers acting like Will Smith went up there and just did full on, like, I'm talking like world star, like these people acting like Will Smith did some WWE and just suplexed the motherfucker. Like, my God, y'all are getting mad over a goddamn slap. Y'all are getting mad over a fucking slap. Comments like this show me that we really do live in two different Americas, and a lot of white allies really haven't been listening. The tragedy of that was me responding to this person. The tragedy of the slap is let's enlarge it. The tragedy of the slap is people trying to make it about society when it's a specific thing that happened between incredibly weird people. A G.I. Jane joke, a Scientologist couple, none of this is applicable or relatable beyond a single point in space-time. Okay, what else does this sound like to you guys? What else does this sound like to you guys? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Antarctic, a slap used to be a dual challenge and perfectly acceptable for a mediation. Yeah, 9%, 99% of the speeches for the Oscars are scripted. If you have a joke about someone else, especially with someone's condition, check with the other party first. That's simple in this day and age. Yeah, that too, Curbs. Fucking thank you. Look at Curbs again. Look at Curbs being the voice of reason here. And all you guys that are in here right now, voice of reason. Whatever. Thank you, Seni Depani, first time viewer. Thank you so much for dropping into the stream. Please stop and stay a while. Yeah. So like. This tweet right here. Curbs, can you drop the Discord link, please? I don't know where nobody's at. He's probably got something he's got to do. He's probably at work or some shit. This right here is the same kind of logic. If anybody, I don't have my Discord linked. I really need to fix my shit. Sorry. This kind of logic is the same kind of logic. Anybody remembers the TikTok that I made in response to that one white guy who wanted to talk about Cory Booker relating to Ketanji Brown and having just an honest to God, heart to heart between, like, us black people ain't allowed to have shit in America, okay? We can't even fucking talk to each other and have a heart to heart, especially if you're a black person with money. And this is what that rhetoric is. This is that same fucking rhetoric of, like, if you're like a weird celebrity, a person with money or some shit, like, all of a sudden, that just makes pain go away. That just makes it to where you're just not human anymore. You're an elephant. You're made of fucking rubber. You don't. I'm joking, by the way, about the rubber thing. You just don't have, like, you don't relate to the rest of us on the bottom. You can't feel any sort of pain or sorrow or any of that shit because you have fucking money. Oh, you're in the Discord already? Well, thank you. God, y'all got. I really, and this is why I say that a lot. I really do think that a lot of white people really need to just, especially the well-intentioned ones, really need to just dial it back and just not say something on Twitter for like a couple days until this sort of, like, you know, boils over a little bit. Because the thing is, there's a lot of people who are well-intentioned like this. Or maybe she's not well-intentioned. I don't know who the fuck this is. People who... There are people who are well-intentioned. And then there are a lot of people who are not well-intentioned. And who are purposely using this to spread racism. Using this time to spread racism. Like, look at how violent black people are and all this other kind of shit. And when you, as a well-intentioned white person... Bamsbox, thank you for coming in. I love the meme about this. Yeah, the memes are funny. Like, if you want to laugh at this is funny. It is funny. This is really funny. But the problem that I'm having is the people that are like trying to make like arguments about like optics, and that are trying to what's it called? That are trying to be like this voice of reason and shit, and insert themselves into the discourse when this is not needed, and this is just like a black community issue, and you just really need to stay the fuck out of it. Especially when you consider the fact that the historical stigmas about black hair, black women hair in particular, these are the same kinds of women that will be at a rally and yell "free the nipple." Meanwhile, there are actual people that are being discriminated against and like denied jobs based off of the hair that literally grows out of their fucking scalp. Oh my god. Yeah, they're gonna say shit like that, like, oh yeah, black on black violence is up 100% in awards shows in recent years. You know who fucking said some shit like that? You know who fucking said some shit like... I don't even think I can find it, because I done tweeted so much. We'll probably find it later. You know who fucking said some shit like that? Fucking Destiny. Destiny tweeted shit like that, saying nobody wants to talk about black on black crime. I don't give a fuck if he was joking or not. It is not in his place. It is not in his place to say that shit, okay? Dude's already in hot water and just clearly not fucking learning. My god. Anyways, like I was saying, these same motherfuckers trying to talk about some optic loss are the same, these motherfuckers going for an optic loss, talking about an optic loss, are the same motherfuckers that'll say that they'll go to a rally yelling "free the nipple" while there are actual people that are being discriminated against in the workforce. But people of color who are being discriminated against in the fucking workforce. In the fucking workforce because of the hair that literally grows out of their fucking scalp. Being denied jobs for the hair that grows out of their scalp. And I love Chris Rock. I really do. He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite comedians. But he got what he deserved. Like, honestly, dude got what he deserved. Let's pick it up, keep it moving. Chris Rock forgot a key rule. If you're going to make fun of anyone's wife, make sure it's Ted Cruz's, because then Ted will work tirelessly to make sure you become the next president of the United States. Based as fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh yeah. A shout out to Ricky, Rebecca Faith Quinn. Go follow her on Twitter if you're not already. Good friend of the stream. Good friend of mine. Yes, I, a white lady who is protected and upheld by white supremacy, know exactly how it must feel to be a black woman degraded for my hair loss due to an autoimmune disorder on live television. So let me give a step by step. as to how Will and Jada should have handled it. This right here, if this ain't the shit coming out your mouth, I don't want to fucking hear it, bro. If this ain't the fucking shit, I'm sorry. Let me calm down. Let me calm down the cursing, okay? But if this is not what is coming out your mouth, shut your mouth, okay? This right here, and there's some of you progressive white people out there, some of you leftists, some of my fellow lefties out here that are just overstepping right now, all right? Because for whatever reason, moral grandstanding, whatever, I don't know. Some of y'all are just overstepping right now, and I'm gonna need this tweet needs to be freaking viral. This tweet is something every one of you needs to fucking look at, because it is very apparent to me that there are still a lot of things that y'all have not unpacked, that y'all have just not been listening. Y'all really have not. Y'all have not been listening. And shit like this is why black women never try to go on panels, really, never try to go into spaces and shit, because nobody wants to ever listen to their plight and their struggle. And because being a black woman in America is a particularly unique experience that no other person is going to have in America, and it's not really going to come close. Like, or is going to have an experience that's going to come close, okay? I'm kind of behind in this discourse, woke up with Will Smith memes, and now there's a war on Twitter going on like every other day. I mean, it's Twitter. This is what's going to happen anyway. Basically, what's going on here is Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock, and there's a lot of white people, especially white allies of progressives, who are trying to say that this was an optic loss and trying to say that this was pretty bad looking at some shit, instead of acknowledging that, like, instead of shutting the fuck up, acknowledging that them saying this is perpetuating harmful stereotypes of the black community, and that they really just need to take the back seat on this one just for a hot sec. I'm not saying y'all can't have any opinions or some shit. I just need y'all to keep it to yourself for a hot sec while we weed through all of these disingenuous white folks, other disingenuous racist white folks and neo-Nazis that want to use this to push a racist agenda, because there are a lot of them on Twitter, and right now y'all are being roped into, and y'all are looking very similar right now. It's hard to tell for some of y'all. But and this is one of those times where I just really I really wish I could just hug my entire audience in particular. But I can't, because I'm on a 4-day posting ban on TikTok, because apparently people didn't like the video that I posted last night where I didn't even say that, actually I did say that somebody would leave with a missing tooth. But that's as violent as I got in that video. But a lot of y'all got mad at me for that shit. I think a lot of it was also the fact that I said that anybody who is not defending Will, especially men, any man who is not on Will's side in this case, or who is not at least understanding why Will did this, deserves to be celibate the rest of their fucking lives. Like, I said that and apparently pissed off a lot of people, but considering the fact that we have little neo-Nazis running around on TikTok, some of y'all really just need to grow a fucking spine. My God. Like, what? Like, also with that, what happened to this generation is soft? What happened to y'all never actually stand up and do some shit? Y'all ain't about this life. And then when Will stands up and is about this fucking life, all of a sudden people want to have a problem. Okay. Mighty Keith with the bangers. Mighty Keith has had nothing but bangers about this. You guys should also go follow him on YouTube. He does funny video game nerdy videos. He's a good guy. No one is saying Will was this right here is a take two. No one is saying Will is in the right for hitting Chris. We understand, lol. Cracking jokes does not make you immune to getting hit in the face. And I wish there were more comedians that did get hit in the face. Who clipped me? You know what? I don't care. Cracking jokes does not make you immune to getting hit in the face. Lol. Not everyone is gonna react the way you think is appropriate. Doesn't make it right, but it is reality. Also with this, whatever happened to that narrative that we were you're working on a clip right now? Okay, good. What happened to that narrative of that we were fed as kids, especially like the young, like the small spunky kid that started fighting back against the bullies who would verbally and in many cases physically harass them? Like, what happened to that? What happened to that? What happened to that rhetoric of that narrative of You need to watch what you say, because one day you're going to say it to the wrong person and you're going to get the shit beaten out of you. Whatever happened to that? We were told that all the fucking, and we still get told that to this day. People, especially in the hood, are still told that shit to this day. What happened to that, bro? What do they mean optic loss? Optic loss to whom? I don't understand. Okay, yeah, it's fine if you don't understand. All right. So an optic loss, right, is when something looks bad, pretty much. It's a fancy way of saying that this looks bad. And it's mainly in reference to, like, the way in which the left or progressives, black people, or a specific group of people are going to look, typically when it's used, in a specific situation in which something was done, an action was performed that was maybe not that bad, was maybe not really all that good, was bad, because what Will Smith did was bad. I'm not going to deny that. But at the same time was justified in a way. Basically in the sense that, like, people most of the time, okay, here's some advice for everybody. Most of the time, and Will Smith is proof of this, it does not matter what kind of good you do or the amount of good in which you do. In many cases, people are going to see that one bad thing that you did. They're going to see that one bad thing that you did. And that's all they're going to see. And they're going to marinate on that for a while, especially your haters. Now, I'm not saying that the one bad thing should be tossed out the window. I'm not saying that. By all means, hold people accountable. But they're just basically saying that this looked bad. This wasn't a good look for Will or some shit. Meanwhile, the Oscars has literally given awards to people that are far worse than Will. People that are literal sex offenders and shit. Like, miss me with this, okay? Literally miss me with this. But they're probably like, well, they didn't do that at the Oscars. But, like, also, I really do... Fuck. Didn't mean that. Let me close that tab, by the way. That's old news. That was old. That was streams ago. You know what? We'll get to it. We'll get to it later as we go down it. I can't wait to see what Trevor Noah's gonna do. This right here, though. Oh my God. Destiny excuse me. That right there. That's some funny shit. And then there's this. This is what I've been saying for months. This is the last thing I'll say about this. The excuse. Also, this is the Duchess Prim, friend of mine. Go follow them on TikTok and TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. This is the last thing I'll say about this. The excuse, he's a comedian, it was a joke, that's what he does, is not acceptable. Maybe we should normalize not using people's struggles as comedic material. What I said earlier on in this fucking video, in this fucking stream, okay? Literally. Fucking literally, okay? The thing is, okay, Will Smith, all right, is like I said, one of the most wholesome actors in Hollywood. When someone like Will Smith has had enough, when the quiet person, the good kid, has had enough and is standing up and is deciding it's time to run fades. I'm not talking about school shootings because we already know the nuance behind that. Typically, it's not typically the quiet kid. Oftentimes, it's like the bully themselves or some shit. But when the quiet kid has had enough and has stood up and starts standing up for themselves, and stuff like this is happening, maybe we need to start questioning the things that we, as a society, have viewed as normal. Such as, everything is permissible as long as you're up on stage with a goddamn microphone. Like, I honestly... I'm not going to go... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go into that. Maybe later. Let's just keep going. Come from my trans homies again, I swear to God. Good explanation, thanks. You're welcome. Anytime. That's something else. This right here. How I wake up knowing my enemies are ontologically evil and there is no act against them which is wrong. That is funny. And we're gonna get to this later on in stream with another quote. Those of you who are in Discord know what I'm talking about. Supposedly, Will actually laughed it off to mitigate it, not because it's funny. But then he saw the expression on his wife's face, and then he took action. Yeah, like, I'm thinking about it like this. Like, Paige, she and I kind of got into it this morning. She's a white woman. But I got her to see where I was coming from when I just calmly explained it to her. And she realized that it was just another thing that she needed to unpack in the sense that she is, you know, a white woman with white privilege. I explained to her, I was like, honey, black women, okay, are the most disrespected people in America, if not the fucking world, okay? Black women just are some of, if not the most disrespected people on the planet, okay? That's just a fact, okay? Just a fact, all right? Oh, and actually, you know what? Let me change that. Black trans women, in particular, if we want to get really technical here. But black women, black trans women are women, but there's a specific, like, section of you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm not saying that black trans women are different, but that specific category of women, black trans women in particular, are some of the most disrespected people, if not the most disrespected people in general on the planet, okay? Bar none. I had to explain it to her calmly, because she was like, if you had done some shit like that, like, I would be very angry at you. I would be very angry at you, and I'd probably have some questions about our relationship. And I understood that. But I told her, I said, but honey, I thought about you, and I thought about your anxiety, and the things that you, and the things that in a way in which you would have reacted in that case. I even told her, I said, I probably wouldn't have slapped him. However, I would have definitely had something to say about it. And we came to an agreement. She understood where she might have been a little wrong here and there, and what have you. And she, you know, understood where I was coming from, and started to feel bad, which is great. That's fine. That's growth. That's what we need to see. Completely fine. And once I explained that to her, because she said we don't need protectors and what have you, I'm like, yeah, white women don't need protectors, because the thing about white women, and this is another thing that got her to see it as well, was when I told her, she asked me the question actually. She said, what if the role was reversed? What if it was a white person? I said, I honestly do not feel as though there would have been any question if, like, it was fucking Taylor Swift who was disrespected. Or, I don't know, somebody name a really famous white actress that everybody drools over all the fucking time. Anne Hathaway. Imagine if it was fucking Anne Hathaway that got that got disrespected, and her man walked up and, like, dog smacked Chris Rock, or dog smacked like Bill Burr or somebody, right? There would be no fucking question. There would be so many people that would just rush to defend Anne Hathaway's fucking honor. And if you think there wouldn't be, you're goddamn delusional, okay? We see the way that this plays out whenever we have missing black trans women, missing or just missing black women in general. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody even don't give less of a shit with missing with like missing black trans women and some shit. And they already barely give a shit about cis black women. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. I'm sorry. I'm starting. My mind is going places because I'm just so fucking angry right now. And then, excuse me, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so this is it's just one of those things, like, you know, it just makes me so fucking angry. Anyways, yeah, like, we see what happens when, like, white women go missing. They roll out the Queen's fucking guard. When black women go missing, maybe she'll come back home. Like, they treat black women like they're fucking dogs. Like, oh, she'll come back home later. Have you checked her favorite places? Maybe she's there. Like, no, motherfucker, she's been kidnapped. She's probably dead by now. Supposedly we'll... Oh, yeah, that's right. I already read that comment. Sorry. And then I said this. Some people might disagree with me here, but it's the same. It's literally the same narrative. Call me crazy, but the white people saying what precedent does Will slap set for comedy are the same white people who said we were overreacting when we said the exact same crap about Rittenhouse carrying a gun to peaceful protests. Priorities. Do y'all know what that means? That was from me. You know, your base overlord. And then Rebecca again coming in with Ricky again coming in with the hot bangers. The hot bangers. Kathy, with all due respect, why don't we let black women handle the way one of them was slighted for her autoimmune disease on live television? This is black women's business, and we should stay out of it. Another tweet that should be viral, honestly. Somebody said, let me tell you something. It's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian. Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters. Good! Tell better fucking jokes. I have no sympathy for any of you. Tell better jokes. Tell better jokes or don't get on stage at all. And the thing about Chris Rock, though, is that Chris Rock is actually a good comedian. He actually has good jokes. So he's going to bounce back from this. I'm not really mad at Chris Rock because, like, again, it was just Chris Rock being Chris Rock. It's just that sometimes you have bad takes, sometimes you say the wrong thing at the wrong time. I'm pretty sure Chris Rock is fine, I'm pretty sure Will is fine, and I'm pretty sure Chris Rock is still gonna do comedy. He's probably gonna tweak his jokes a little bit, and he's probably I mean, I can't say he's never gonna care about cancel culture. He's an older man, or older than me at least, but he's probably not gonna really care too much about, like, you know, cancel culture, and he's probably not gonna talk about the wokey left mob, because he doesn't need to, because he's an actually talented comedian. Unless I, like, haven't seen any of his recent things wherever he has talked about some shit. I don't know. And I said, I apologize if some of my recent tweets have bothered some of you. I'll be consulting my advisors, but the white tears really just need to stop. Yes. And this is the start of my Unbound arc. That's the anger I was feeling and still am feeling about JB Gunner talking about Tyre Sampson. Yeah, we'll get to that later. And of course I said this. I said, as a victim of assault and abuse throughout my entire life, I can confidently say that a lot of white women on here are blowing a slap out of proportion. Does Will Smith have a history of abuse? Is this kind of behavior pattern we've seen from Will? If this is an L, so be it. Like, if this is an L that I have to take, I will fucking take the L. Okay? I'll sleep with that L. Okay? And I've said some things that might get a lot of people pissed off, but this is the truth. Sorry, not sorry. You should listen to these people. So this person, Sasha, has tweeted some things like this right here. Sorry, not sorry. Not going to care about. Okay. Before I read this, let me just say that I do hear out assault victims, and I hear you. I care about you. Your experience is valid. He wanted to make the statement publicly, so we'll hand it publicly. Thank you, nobody. Thank you so much for that. I'm reading this to you, okay? This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, that me and other black people are talking about when we say white women tears and white women, or white people in general, centering themselves in issues. Okay? So Sasha said, sorry, not sorry, not going to care about Will Smith punching Chris Rock. First off, it was a slap, not a punch. You should take responsibility for the fact that you have a large platform and that you have influence, and you should really watch what you say, because there's a difference between a slap and a fucking punch. Will Smith punching Chris Rock because I grew up with an alcoholic, physically abusive father in constant state of anxiety about the future. Hearing the key in the door every morning was basically, she said, was her Will Smith for years. Do you guys understand why we're angry at tweets like this, at comments like this, where white people, white women in particular, are using, this is what I'm talking about when I say white women tears. Like, I'm sorry, but do you not watch action movies? Like, do you not play violent video games? Like, it's just kind of fishy to me how an open slap on stage, and that was all there was to it, is all it took for this person to start. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that. But like the people who responded to this have valid comments. That right there is really what pissed me off. Tweets like that are really the things that's pissing me off. They should have, and this right here is a big one too. They should press charges on Will Smith. No one black. Literally. I'm confused. So if you make a light joke about someone's wife, that person has a right to smack you across the face. Not saying this is going to happen, just asking the question. That was not a light joke, lol. No one is saying it's right. We just understand, lol. I crack jokes on people all the time. And if they want to square up with me, understandable. It would be weird for me to make fun of people and just think I'm immune to any altercation. It's just really funny to me how we've been saying shit like, oh, prioritize free speech and shit like that. And that's where shit like this comes from. We've gotten to this point because we've normalized just letting people say things in the whole sticks and stones BS that we told people as children. It's one of those things that we were taught and told as kids that was ingrained with that's very bad, and that was ingrained within us as children, and went a long way in our fucking developmental process and us growing up and becoming adults. And then there's also this one. I want black people to free ourselves from the shackles of caring what white people think of us as if they are arbiters of good behavior. True. Like when I tell you this is what started my Unbound arc, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, my Unbound arc. Y'all think I'm bad now. Y'all think I'm horrible now. Just wait. This question is rhetorical. Why is it that white feminists labeled Will Smith's behavior toxic masculinity, but not Chris Rock's pattern of belittling Jada Pinkett Smith and black women as a whole? This is the shit I'm talking about. Y'all are more mad. And this is what happened. This is the same shit that happened with fucking Black Lives Matter. Okay? But white people could be at the center of the Black Lives Matter protests, but despite it being predominantly about black people and black people's liberation and the oppression that they've experienced at the hands of white people, particularly police. But this is the same type of shit. Y'all are more mad. This is the same kind of concept. Y'all are more mad at the reaction to the bullying, the reaction to the bigotry, the reaction to the insult than you are the fucking insult that set that or the fucking situation that set that reaction in fucking motion to begin with. I mean, goddamn, do I have to quote, who was it, Einstein's theory of relativity? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Please, God, tell me that was Einstein. I didn't just misquote something. Oh my God. Like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Also, nobody, you and Professor Megan were the ones who I was talking about when I said my advisors in a tweet earlier. Y'all are the two that I was talking about. I think this person blocked me. Usually Twitter just tells you when someone's blocked you. Limits who can view their tweets. Okay. So basically this person was saying that like this person was one of those people that was saying that Will that because Will smacked somebody, that makes him a domestic abuser because he smacked somebody. Are you fucking kidding me? What does this person think when they see a World Star video or like black people like, never mind. I'm not even going to get really that far into it. I don't need to. I don't fucking need to. But like, This is the shit that's really getting us angry. Y'all saw a slap against someone for embarrassing their wife in front of on national fucking television, on a world stage, in front of a bunch of rich fucking assholes. And I will take this to my grave. I don't care if it's a bad take. I don't care if people are gonna rail me for this shit. I am not moving from this fucking point, okay? Like, I'm not fucking moving from this point. I am putting my foot down. Especially because I've already said that it doesn't necessarily mean that Will is right, but it's fucking understandable. Y'all see one little slap and get scared. This shit like this. Look at this shit. Just wanted to point out that Will Smith saying love will make you do crazy things after punching a man on live television is pretty much straight out of the domestic abuser handbook. In some cases, yes. But in this case, no, because we fucking know Will Smith for the most part. For the most part. Yeah, see, look. White person, I thank you. Survivor of domestic abuse here. My stomach is still in a knot. I need to go to sleep now, but I am full of adrenaline, visceral reaction. I can't. I fucking can't. It was a fucking slap. He barely staggered. He was still able to talk afterwards, kinda. Like, and then, of course, the black person coming in. Thank God there was a ratio. I'm sorry, what? How does one man hitting another he's not in a relationship with equal to domestic violence? I'm so very, very confused and triggered by the dramatic projection all over Twitter. Egg fucking exactly. Always centering themselves. Yeah, every fucking time. Every fucking time. White women want to go and center themselves. It was a slap. And that's totally okay when another man is being disrespectful in regards to wife or mother. It is. If it was really serious, he would have laid Chris out on his back. Overall, I think it's a good lesson about boundaries for all. Exactly. We always talk about people crossing and overstepping boundaries all the fucking time. Or at least white people do when their shit is involved. But then all of a sudden, when the same shit happens to somebody else, or y'all don't like it, y'all don't like the optics shit that's been going on. I mean, this is the same kind of shit that was going on with J.K. Rowling and Vosh, okay? Where everybody was like, what about the optics of this situation? From telling J.K. Rowling to shut up or some shit. When J.K. Rowling is a crybully rich billionaire son of a piece of garbage, okay? What was I saying? Who, actively engages in open transphobia and shit, and whose words end up becoming legislation. Like, no, you didn't do anything, nobody. I meant to tag you, but I didn't because I was out somewhere. But I said this tweet. Hold on, let me go back. Let's get this fucking thread anyway. Fuck this shit. Oh, yeah, this one right here where I said, I apologize if some of my recent tweets have bothered some of you. I will be consulting my advisors, but the white tears really just need to stop. Yeah, you and Professor Megan, and to an extent Curbs too, I would say, are like my advisors, honestly. Oh, and this one right here is this tweet. Yes, this tweet was right to go viral. The reason the slap has broken Twitter is that it was a pretty ordinary reaction. It was a pretty ordinary human interaction, and no one on this site has ever seen one of those. Thank you, nobody. Thank you so much. The self-control of not entering the fucking avatar. Stay right. Sorry, I know it's my own tweet, but that only got one like, but I only have 95 followers, and I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny. The self-control of not entering the fucking avatar. Also, another thing that I want to point out is that Will Smith held fantastic control and restraint in this, okay? It was a slap, and it was just one slap. It was just some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure type shit, that meme right there, because somebody's already done that, and that was funny. I was hysterical. Dude is showing more restraint on live fucking television for his wife getting smacked. I mean, not getting smacked. Verbally getting smacked and abused on live television and on a fucking world stage than half of you motherfuckers have shown in a goddamn McDonald's parking lot or a goddamn McDonald's lobby whenever you white people don't get pickles on your fucking burger that you asked for, okay? Like, don't at me with this shit, alright? Don't fucking at me, okay? Just don't fucking do it. White people calling for jail and assault charges, like, can't y'all just laugh? Y'all want to be cops so bad. This is also true. This is also true. And I know that there's like a situation to where like this would just another situation we could draw a parallel to which this would like blow this shit out of the water and get a lot of white people angry, but I can't think of one right now. But there is one on the tip of my tongue. Everyone shits on Ted Cruz for not saying up when his wife was insulted, but a black man does it and they get mad. Exactly. Like, listen to look. One of the first tweets that we looked at earlier that I shared. Also, whoever did this is comedic fucking genius. I wish one of these little shits would, okay? I wish Natasha or Eponine would. Natasha has already, and she knows! Where is it? Yeah, Chris Rock forgot a key rule. If you're going to make fun of anyone's wife, make sure it's Ted Cruz's, because then Ted will work tirelessly to make sure you become the next president of the United States! I will admit, though, I'm glad that this situation happened because there's some comedy gold coming out of here. There's some comedy gold. Comedy fucking gold. Also, while I have some really important people in here right now, I am on a 4-day posting ban from TikTok, and even for the post that I made last night, I'll upload it to YouTube probably at the end of this stream. But I'm on a 4-day posting ban for what I posted on TikTok last night, even though it wasn't bad like at all, but like I pissed off a few people or some shit. So is that Ted Cruz tweet based on something that has happened? Yeah, Ted Cruz like openly didn't he nobody or Antarctic, one of y'all will know, didn't Donald Trump openly insult Ted Cruz's wife, and Ted Cruz still defended Donald Trump like his fucking dick was hanging in the balance or some shit. Yeah, Trump said his wife was ugly. I wish a standing president would say my wife was ugly. I'm not advocating for any assault or battery, but I will be at the next Trump rally, and I will be screaming things at the top of my lungs. I will be screaming things at the top of my lungs. I'm telling you. I am not one, okay? Listen, as long as you keep your hands off my wife and off my cats, I'm keeping my hands off of you. But I'm not about to sit here and let you just tell them off or tell my family off, say some dumb shit about my family. No, I'm capping back. I would have had more shit to say than keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I would have had more shit to say than that, all right? I would have had way more shit to say than that. Yeah, motherfuckers, and this is from a black person. Motherfuckers so anti-black, they out here comparing a slap to whole ass war crimes. What Will Smith did to Chris Rock is the same as what Putin did to Ukraine. Putin felt threatened and disturbed. Will felt threatened and disturbed. Oh yeah, we all love violence. Let's admit it. War is I'm not finishing the fucking tweet. Here, read it yourself. Pause to read. I don't give a fuck. Or go to my Twitter. I don't give a fuck. You all should be following me on Twitter. You all should be following me on Twitter. Oh yeah, see, here it is. Here it is right here. This is fucking destiny. Nah, Americans don't like to talk about black on black crime. Yeah. The fact that they shared those attributes will... Wait, what? What is this? Can I just say, for the sake of discourse, thank God Smith and Rock are the same gender and the same race. Otherwise, it would be a shit show discussion for the next 2 weeks. It's still a fucking shit show discussion, Destiny! My God! He's already in. It's like Destiny gives 0 fucks. It's like this idiot gives 0 fucks. And people let him keep existing like this. You're already in hot fucking water, dude. My God. The fact that they share those attributes will be what makes it a shit show discussion That's what a large part of the discourse will revolve around coming in the days. And the thing that really pisses me off about Destiny is that Destiny has a very large influence. So people are gonna see this shit, especially on Twitch. He had a large influence on Twitch, and he still does. People are gonna see this shit and think it's fucking okay. And then STV Philly, friend of the stream and shit, STV Philly, go follow him as well. I'll talk to you about it any fucking time you want. Exactly, STV. Exactly. Wait, no. Hold on. Hans said something. Not Haas. Hans. Haas is the neo-Nazi. Hans with an N is a good guy. I'm gonna make a joke about Chris Rock and Will Smith. Destiny. You're not gonna be needlessly edgy and reference black on black crime, right? See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of shit. I need that. Are you sure you want to tweet that buddy pic so bad right now? Oh my god. Violence is never the answer, says the folk that stay silent and with ongoing homelessness and gentrification, deaths from a lack of healthcare, and a climate crisis that's intensifying and disrupting every facet of society. Yo, this is true, and like the leftist motherfuckers that are on about this shit right now are giving me Democrat vibes right now. They're giving me the vibes of like the two planes that are both dropping bombs. One is a Republican and has nothing on it, and the other one is a Democrat one, and it has like Black Lives Matter and like social justice type shit on it. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting from a lot of motherfuckers on here right now. A lot of you leftist / progressives are giving me very conservative energy right now, and I am not happy. Anania, another person who a lot of y'all are probably following if you're from TikTok. Anania, hilarious as shit, really funny person. I hate that this experience at the Oscars is going to reflect on my people for an extremely long time. Why do we have to be model citizens to be represented and respected? Stop making black women the butt of the joke, especially them and their hair. Yeah, all of this. Every single thing said here. Every single thing here is a fact. Oh, and Drew Offalo, coming in with the bangers as usual. If that were me, I would never. But it wasn't you. You're neither Jada or Will. You have never been in that situation. So your what ifs aren't relevant. Also, we not about to act like. We not about to sit here and act like we haven't seen people make threats, full out assault people and shit for less and not get talked about as much. We not about to sit here, okay, and have this shit happen. And it must be nice to be so holier than thou. This is true. This is the take. Yeah, if it were me, I would Ted Cruz it. That's exactly it. These motherfuckers would Ted Cruz this shit. Yeah. Oh, Ravana, another person y'all should follow. We're not friends or anything because they don't know I exist. But Ravana, a pretty good person whose takes are pretty base for the most part. The Oscars is a room full of rich pedophiles jacking each other's egos off, and is the only remotely interesting, relatable thing. And this is the only remotely interesting / relatable thing that's ever happened during it, and people are mad about it. Exactly. And this is something that like I wish had gotten more. You know what? I'm gonna like my own tweet because I'm pitiful. This is something I wish got more. I wish got more views. I hate being. This is from me, of course. I hate being black in America. Every time one of us does something in defense of ourselves or a loved one, we are either shot, thrown in jail, or lectured on how we went too far. I'm so fucking done. And then there's people like this. What a sad commentary when you slap the crap out of someone on live TV, win an Oscar, get a standing ovation, and then accept that Oscar talking about love. That was so wrong. There was so much wrong about this moment. Like this is what sent me into a rage and a frenzy. And I haven't been sent into a rage or a frenzy about something like to this point in a while. But yeah, so his love. I couldn't sleep last night when I was reading this shit. I could not sleep. I stayed up until like 3 in the fucking morning reading this shit. I could not sleep. I could not. I hate being black in America. Every time. Oh no, sorry. And there's so many people saying shit like this. Are you seeing violence is never the answer? Discord startup, LMFAO. And like, but like when black people were getting killed and shit in the street, we were booing people for saying this kind of shit during our protests. Now all of a sudden y'all are like, y'all changed tunes? Get the fuck out of here. Leave. Get out of the movement. I don't want you here anymore. Oh, Straw Hat Goofy is gonna be on there? Yo. There are some TikTok black folk that are making moves. Hopefully one day I can be one of those people. Like him and Angry Reacts making moves. Please remember how outraged you are about violence net right now when I share about poverty, racism, and healthcare and the prison industrial complex this week. Yep. Will Smith saved comedy tonight. Stand-up comics have a reason to be funny again. Let's order the Smith special for the next hack comedian recycle material on cancel culture. Yeah, like what needs to happen at like every comedy club from now on is that there needs to be at least 3 black people in the front row, especially if it's a male stand-up comic, a white male stand-up comic, looking up at the person, looking up at the performer, at the comedian. Sorry, that's what we need to have. I bet you now, if you see three whole ass MFs in the front row, dark skinned MFs in the front row, looking at you, with some looks like giving you one of these, like I wish you would. I bet you'll think twice. Not as bad as this take. Government thinking that joke was a bad idea. That slap punch was an even worse idea. No, the fuck it was not. Making fun of somebody for a goddamn... oh my god! We get mad when people make fun of autism. We get mad when people make fun of, like, the shit that we have deemed is, like, socially acceptable to get mad at. Or some shit to where we can, like, make moral grandstanding arguments on. But then all of a sudden, when it comes down to a disorder that nobody's fucking heard of, all of a sudden people are like, this wasn't good. Like... y'all have made yourselves look so fucking stupid in the past 24 hours. It's insane. Why be pretending they are a human embodiment? They are the human embodiment of civility, composure, and nonviolence will never not be hilarious to me. What a truly delusional people. Just an amazing constant lack of self-awareness. True. Like, really. Like, smacking the shit out of Chris Rock and then winning Best Actor back-to-back is top 10 best hater moves of all time. Like, Will showed y'all he was about that life. Oh, he was on it the morning of the Oscar straw. Okay. Yeah, she's been open about how it's affecting her mental health. We always want to talk about, like, mental health and destigmatization shit until it fucking comes down to black women. Then all of a sudden, you shouldn't have reacted like that. You went too far. Fuck you. Just stop fucking punching down. How hard is that? How hard is it to ask you motherfuckers to just stop punching down? Go follow Professor Megan too. Like this right here is another banger tweet. Hopefully, and they were responding. Oh, it was deleted. It was deleted. This was the person that does the whole the queer person that does the whole now the news thing on TikTok. The one with the really crazy hair and the suit. Yeah, this one under the desk news. Yeah, this one. Hopefully, maybe comics will make sure their jokes are funnier than they are offensive. As someone who also makes jokes, I love when people have to fear consequences for their words and actions. Y'all get so mad whenever y'all get checked on a joke. It's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, how y'all pro-war but anti-slap? And on that one, we're gonna end that segment there. I gotta go use the restroom. We'll be right back. We're gonna talk about trans allyship.